Welcome to the Bayou, where tonight the battle for Louisiana commences for the first time in SFL history as the Louisiana Revolution hosts the Bossier City Steamers, a battle of 2 and 3 teams in the South, looking for a big-time win in the spotlight on Monday night, honoring Leonard Butler Sr. once more in a big spot. Louisiana beat Vancouver 14-6 a few weeks ago on a Monday night here at home at Stack Up Stadium, and they're hoping to dispatch of Bossier City and send them back to the northwest of portion of the state at 2 and 4 and last in the South. Along with Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine, Rochelle Colston, Justin Reside, Ron Haynes in the stats truck. And Charles, a lot on the line tonight. Big expectations in this ball game, and can't wait to see what both these teams come out with.
Yeah, it's going to be a nerve-wracking game, Cam. The team that loses this tonight is going to be deep in a hole. I think it's going to be pretty hard to crawl out of it to get into the playoffs. I mean, a lot on the line here. Both of these teams, Bossier City's more of a passing-oriented team. Louisiana's more of a running-oriented team. But I think across the board, I think they're evenly matched, and I think we're going to see a good one.
Forever Cadillac style, Otis Boudreau's got the ball on the tee, the hand in the air, kick it, we are underway. Bossier City will get the football to start the ball game 3 yards deep into the end zone. On the return, that's Pink Lisa to the 26-yard line, and that is where the Steamers will start. They can take the top off of a defense, Charles. This receiving core averages 15.7 yards per catch, and Ace Fennick leads the way. First down and 10 at the 26-yard line. Fennick drops to throw, will fire down the field, caught by Robo, a pickup of 14, right near that average just mentioned, and the Bossier City Steamers have our first move of the sticks.
Yeah, the secondary of the Revolution is going to have it's going to be pretty hard guarding both B. Robo and Vin Kalia. And then you sprinkle in the likes of two tight ends in Williams and Blue and Dave Axis. They're gonna be taking some oxygen by the end of this game.
6 in the box for Louisiana, and they're all blacks tonight. Bossier City in the silver lids with white jerseys, white pants, as Ace Fennick scrambles for a 3-yard pickup, and first to get there for the Louisiana Revolution defense was Dante Grimm.
Yeah, you mentioned Ace in the pregame. I mean, he's having a decent year, but I think in order for Bossier City to get to the playoffs, he's going to have to turn it up a little bit and kind of put the team on his back and get him into the playoffs.
Toss out to Hunter McWaffle. He gets a block and then is cut down pretty quickly after that by Tommy Welbrock Bussy. But Hunter McWaffle, who had a pretty good start to his career in San Diego, has struggled a little bit to start this season, but a good 4-yard gain on that one. Third and 3, handoff up the middle. That is a first down, and that's to the big tight end, Adam Williams, for to keep the Bossier City drive alive.
Yeah, you don't see the worm running with it very often, and if you're a linebacker for the Revolution, you don't want to see a 270-pound man with the ball running straight at you.
A pretty nice start for Bossier City on this opening drive. Tight end Garrison Blue goes in motion. Nickel look for Louisiana's defense into Rev's territory. Ace Fennick drops to throw, will check it down. That's Blue coming across the field on a little drag for 3 yards.
Yeah, I mean, not the most effective play. You got a couple yards there. That's great. Built some confidence in your quarterback. But what stood out on that play was the protection that the offensive line provided for Ace Fennick. So far, so good.
Empty backfield here, 5 wide. Louisiana brings pressure. Fennick down the middle, and Fennick with a little bit of happy feet there, tried to get it to Robo and just overthrew him. 3rd down.
Yeah, the pocket was breaking down. They sent a couple extra blitzers on the Revolution side, and the offensive line didn't have anything lined up to stop them.
Louisiana now in a dime look. About 13 yards outside of field goal range here for the Steamers. That's Dave Axis in motion. 3rd down and 7. 3 off to the far side left. Fennick drops to throw, rolling and firing down the field. Caught! That is Vin Kalia to the 15-yard line, one of the best receivers in the SFL, getting open and into the Louisiana red zone.
And they started off in a quads look, put Axis in motion to the top of the screen to see if they could flood that zone and that zone defense that was being shown by the Revolution, and left Kalia all by himself. Fennec was quick to see it, get rid of the ball, and we're looking at a big gain.
Fennec 47 yards on the opening drive. 1,269 yards, 8th in the SFL, but Bossier City and Louisiana are the only teams that have only played 5 games so far this season, and he's still top 10 in the SFL. Speedy Gonzalez picks up 6 yards.
Yeah, the rookie, 6'1", 210 pounds. Doesn't touch the ball a ton, but he's one of those players that I want to keep an eye on because he's a pretty effective runner. He's shown it.
2nd and 4 inside the 10 on the road here. Bossier City's answering the bell, although no gain on that play, brought down by Chuck Diesel. This is Bossier City's first moment sort of in the spotlight, Charles, and so far they have not been afraid.
Yeah, and they're in a crunch spot here on the 8-yard line. Not a lot of room for Ace to maneuver through those routes.
3rd and 4 into the end zone, incomplete, and Louisiana's defense stands tall in pass coverage that was Slyn Shady and company to force a field goal.
I mean, we were talking before the game, Cam, that Revolution defense, they've got most of their players with at least 10 seasons of experience, and you can see it as they get with an experienced defense like that that can really clamp down when the offense gets in their red zone.
Pass intended for Garrison Blue, but it's knocked away. Just the 12th pass deflection of the season for Louisiana. That's 23rd in the SFL. As you see, Leonard Butler, senior, in the end zone. Always good to see him here at the stadium with everybody else that stack up as Bossier City completes an 11-play, 66-yard drive. But this defense, not a lot of flashy numbers and statistics, Charles, but very effective for reasons like that. They bend but don't break.
Yeah, they're seasoned. I mean, they've seen it all. So, it's just executing, basically what the coaches put in for the playbook.
Bossier City's opening drive ends in 3 points. This kick is 6 yards deep into the end zone, and Adam Banks will not get an opportunity to return. So Tommy Utah, an underrated season right now. He's 8th in the league in completion percentage at 55%. He also has only thrown 8 picks, which is 7th in the SFL. So all in all, staying pretty steady for this Revolution offense, and he starts under center, changing the play on the opening play of Louisiana's first drive, now sending Banks in motion. The play clock is running down to 5, down to 3. Banks has to get set, down to 2. They will snap it. Handoff Dwayne Salmons, run in that direction. Salmons will pick up 3 yards.
That backfield of Louisiana is very skilled. I mean, not just the 2 halfbacks, but also the fullbacks in Collier and Scott. One wrinkle we saw last week that we haven't seen a lot this season was they were passing a little bit more to their backs. Let's see if we see it tonight.
5 catches for Salmons, 2 for Grant, 6 for Collier, and most of that came last week. Their leading receiver only 18 grabs as Tommy Utah will step back in the pocket, fire. It is incomplete. Looking for Kingston Ellington Mike Twinscrew down the field. Stuart Zomilia, who had an interception last week with the breakup.
Yeah, he is a very hard hitter, Zomilia. I mean, he's spent most of his career as a nickel. Now he's at the number 2, and he's showing that he deserves to be there.
An early 3rd and long for the Revs at their 23-yard line. Ziggy Ronick goes in motion. Now a 2-by-2 look. Utah will roll to his right. Fire, hit as he threw the pass, is caught by Mike Twinscrew for Louisiana, first down.
Another example of good protection by the offensive line, this time on the Louisiana side. Enough time for Twinscrew to develop that route and get past the defender between the cornerback and the safety.
Drive stays alive for the Revs. They move it up to the 37-yard line. This defense for Bossier City, led by Bob Funk, 11th in the league in tackles with 51 in just 5 games. Over 10 tackles per game. Utah's pass is caught by Cameron Collier, the fullback, getting loose down the field.
Yeah, we talked about getting their backs involved, and that was a great play. It looks like the fullback just did a fly route. Another example of good pass protection there. Plenty of time for Utah to go through his progressions. Saw the fullback wide open and just delivered a drill right to him.
Utah 2 for 3 to start, and just like Bossier City's opening drive, Louisiana's opening drive is into opponent territory. 2 in the backfield, first handoff of the night for Chris Grant Jr., and he runs right into Bob Funk and carries him 7 yards to set up a 2nd and 3.
The wide receivers for the Revolution are highly skilled and across the board. But I think in order for them to get more W's on the board, the more they get their halfbacks and fullbacks engaged, either running or catching, I think is going to prove great things for them.
Handoff, and Dwayne Salmons had nowhere to go. Cut down by Freddie Trammell, who this season picks up his 8th tackle for loss.
Yeah, we talked about Louisiana with all the veterans. I mean, Freddie Trammell's got 11 seasons under his belt. He's a KG veteran out there.
3rd and 3, Utah, heavy pressure, finds the open receiver, but threw it a little bit off target, and John Michael Sudduth couldn't reel it in. So now a 4th down coming for the Revs. They are just outside of field goal range, and Bossier City gets our first true stop of the night.
Yeah, it looked like the pocket was starting to break down a little bit at the top of the screen. They kind of overweight it there with the defensive rush, and had to get rid of that ball quickly, and it just wasn't the best executed play.
This punt will bounce inside the 10-yard line, and I think that went out of bounds prior to the 20. They're going to mark the football inside the 5-yard line, and actually all the way down to the 1, Charles. What a punt.
Yeah, Lee just really, well, that's one of the best punts I've seen this season.
Stellar punt from Lee. Ball's on the 1-yard line now for the Steamers, deep into the Leonard Butler Sr. end zone tonight. Handoff to McWaffle, and McWaffle is able to get his offense a little bit of breathing room. Another solid 4-yard run.
Yeah, it looked like they were sitting back in coverage on that one, but a great call there by Coach Craven for the Revolution to send that blitzer in there to kind of mess things up there for the Steamers.
2nd and 6. 3:23 to go first quarter. Toss. That is Gonzalez. And there's not much there. That's Chuck Diesel again, living in the backfield, 3rd and 7.
Shut that toss play down. Normally you'll get at least a couple yards on that toss, but Diesel was right in the gap at the snap.
Fennec trips left. We'll just hand it off to McWaffle, and Bossier City plays a little bit conservatively there, not wanting to make a grave mistake deep in their own territory. Clem on the tackle, but it'll force a punt.
Yeah, high fives to the Revolution defense. They're setting their offense up. Depending on how much Dimes can put on this one, it looks like the offense for Louisiana is going to be in a good spot.
Dimes has to get rid of it quick. It's actually a pretty good punt. Gets it into Louisiana territory, but Mike Twinscrew's got some room to return, and he'll get it up to the Bossier City 43, just shy of where they ended their first possession. So thanks to the Louisiana special teams unit and their punter, they're able to sort of reset things after their last drive stalled out.
And they just set up perfectly for the Revolution offense. They need to execute on this.
I mean, that whole series, Charles, for the Steamers basically never even had a chance to get going. Imagine if that ball gets in the end zone, comes out of the 20, totally different ball game. First down to the 43 for Utah. They'll hand it off to Salmons, and Dwayne Salmons powers ahead for a 6-yard pickup. Zach Benjamin, the former first-round pick, with the tackle.
Yeah, the blocking up front was solid, but I think most of the credit on that one needs to go to Salmons. I mean, he just showed his power on that run. Once he got into that gap, it was all him churning his legs and powering forward.
2nd and 4. Chris Grant Jr., Cameron Collier in the backfield. Utah changing the play. Hand off to CGJ, and that's the first down to the 33-yard line. Funk on the stop.
Yeah, the line for the Steamers need to figure out some way to disrupt that run block scheme by the Revolution. So far, they're having their way with that defensive line for the Steamers.
Three receivers all to the far side. Utah straight down the field, caught at the 14-yard line. Adam Banks for the first down. Revs in the red zone for the first time.
He's coming off a decent game last week. He was the only one to score a receiving touchdown. He's hoping to build on that tonight. And on that fly route, he was there, turned at the right time, and the quarterback got him to it right when he needed to.
Utah would love a touchdown. Just 4 times he's reached the end zone this season. 19th best in the SFL. Utah rolling out. Utah firing short. That's caught by Twin Screw down to the 5-yard line. A pickup of 9, and Utah has started 4 for 6.
Yeah, no pressure whatsoever on the quarterback. On those rollouts, the defense has to do everything they can do to break down the blocking coverage. That quarterback was back there at rest, going through every progression. Plenty of time.
2nd down and 1. Handoff. Dwayne Salmons has a first down and has a touchdown. Salmons into the end zone. Louisiana takes the lead, and Dwayne's got his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season.
Great. Look at the blocking here, Cam. Not just in the middle, but on the edge as well. But another power run by Salmons, who I think could be on the highlight reel for him.
Kingston Ellington was on the outside, doesn't have a catch yet tonight, but one of those key blocks. And, you know, for a game with an over-under of 34.5, Charles, both offenses are not doing half bad tonight.
And hats off to the Revolution. On 3 phases of the game, they knocked it out of the park, starting with that great punt by Lee. The defense came out, got the job done, kept the offense pinned deep. And then the special teams got the ball in a good spot, and Utah just drove them down the field and put 7 on the board. Nothing wrong with that.
Otis Boudreau kicks it away. 4 yards deep in the end zone. It will be returned. This is Axis on the return. Past the 25. Almost cut it to the right. Thought he had a lane. Gets it up to the 28 to set up Fennick and the Steamers on their 3rd offensive possession.
Yeah, they're in. The Steamers are coming into Louisiana's house, and they need to respond somehow. Even if it's just a field goal, Cam, they can't get the ball back to that Revolution offense, because it looks like they're starting to get their pistons firing.
Fennick 3 for 5 for 47 yards. Kalia, Robo, and Blue all with a catch. 4 different players have carries tonight as well. McWaffle leads the way with 10 yards. Fennick with an empty look, drops back to pass, slings it deep, and again misfired, looking for Robo down the field. That time, Charles, not a lot of pressure. He just missed that one.
Yeah, and I think there wasn't a lot of tight coverage on Robo as well, so that was a miscue from the start.
Fennick a little bit off here to start the ball game going deep. Kalia goes in motion, being chased across the field by one of the best corners in SFL history, Rolliman Hood. Toss play to McWaffle, and McWaffle got a few good blocks to set up a 3rd and short 8 for Fennick and company.
Yeah, so far the defense for the Revolution, I haven't seen any breakdowns in coverage or in their blitz package as well. So let's see if they can keep that momentum going here on 3rd down.
We saw them bring some heat on a 3rd and long earlier in the game. Clem is coming off the edge. Fennick fires. That pass is incomplete. Pretty great coverage there as Shady actually dropped and deflected that pass away. Bossier City's offense now back-to-back punts.
And he deflected that with his back to the quarterback. How he saw that ball, I have no idea. It's just instinctively, it seems he put his arm up there, was able to pass deflect.
Watching the eyes get big of the receiver down the field. Louisiana off a booming punt will return it from the 21-yard line, does Twin Screw up to the 29. And that ends an exciting and well-played first quarter. Bossier City 3 and Louisiana 7. You're watching the SFL's Monday Night Spectacular Season 23 Week 8 edition right here on SFL YouTube. Aerial coverage of today's game is provided by Dag's Drone Works, aerial photography and videography services for real estate events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. And we can't have the Battle of Louisiana, Charles, without a beautiful look at New Orleans. Excellent shot, Mike.
That is impressive, Cam.
If you can believe it, I still have not made my way down there, although do plan to go to an LSU game with the one Rochelle Colston later this year. It should be a lot of fun.
Oh, nice.
So we start the second quarter at the 29-yard line of the Revs, and Dwayne Salmons showing off his moves for a 4-yard pickup.
It was just it looked like he was spinning on the back of his blocker, but still managed to get 4 yards on that one, Kim.
Utah goes back under center. 8 in the box for the Steamers, expecting a lot of running tonight. Chris Grant Jr. Still manages to pick up 4 yards. And Louisiana is staying ahead of the sticks pretty much consistently tonight.
They're just, putting their heads down and just going straight into the defense and just daring them to try and stop them.
33 yards on 8 carries. That's 4 yards a carry for the Revs. 3rd down and 2. Utah with some pressure. Fires and caught by Adam Banks. 1st down, Utah, 5 for 7.
Yeah, the offense for Louisiana is really impressive here. I know it's early in the game, but both phases, running and passing, they've been clicking.
Coming up to make that tackle, Zach Holdorf, another statistician extraordinaire in this league. Deep defense for Bossier City. They really do have a lot of talent pretty much at every position on this roster. The handoff goes to Chris Grant Jr., and he, again, manages Charles to make something out of nothing, another 4 yards.
That looked like it was going to be 1 yard at the most, and was able to pile out 3 more to make it a manageable 2nd and 6.
Utah with 3 receivers, 2 to the left. He'll call Banks, who's off the line from left to right. Nickel look for the Steamers. Toss, Dwayne Salmons breaks off a Trammell tackle, and then Bob Funk gets another stop. That's already his 5th tackle tonight, 3rd and 5.
That's hard to do, to shake off that outside linebacker Trammell when he gets his mitts on you. And man, normally it's a bad day for you, but you go from Trammell almost bringing you down, and then you got Funk with a beeline to you right after that.
Utah rolling, and then a chip was not enough to stop the pass rush of Bossier City, getting to Utah in the backfield to stall the drive on 4th and 5.
Yeah, they had to get pressure on Utah. He's been having all day there in the pocket, and they sent that extra blitz in there. I believe that was a cornerback blitz, Cam, but able to disrupt that play, and now they're getting the ball back on offense.
Just when it looked like Louisiana was about to take full control of this one, the Steamers get the stop. That punt goes out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. That's where Fennick will resume action. Fennick needs to settle down a little bit in this game, Charles, because the last couple of possessions he's looked a little uncomfortable.
I mean, maybe a couple screens, swing passes, whatever, get some confidence going, a couple completions in a row. That will cure your ills.
Fennick does just that. Garrison Blue, 14-yard pickup for the 1st, and I know that they've got some communications in their helmets, Charles. I didn't know you had access to the mic.
Well, it helps when you got the likes of Garrison Blue there as your tight end, and Williams for that matter. You've got 2 star tight ends, and that's a quarterback's dream.
Fennick this season, 7 touchdowns, 8th in the SFL. He has struggled in the completion percentage department, just 19th in the league. This is a draw to McWaffle. That fools the Revolution. An 8-yard gain for Hunter.
Yeah, it did fool the Revolution, and I think we need to see a big game out of McWaffle as well tonight. We've been talking about Ace, but like you said in the pregame, McWaffle's been pretty quiet this season, and I think now's the time for him to have his coming out party this season.
Second and short, handoff. That is Gonzalez all the way to the 48-yard line. You mentioned him earlier. I'm with you, Charles. I've really liked what I've seen out of Speedy in his first season in Bossier.
I mean, very disciplined there. He followed his lead blocker, the fullback Clemens, and did what they practiced all week and executed it. Got the good gain and a first down on the board.
Bossier City, which averages just a little over 60 rushing yards a game, off to a good start.
Still
Garrison
going.
Blue breaks off a tackle, and Blue being chased by a big man, but obviously just a little bit too big was Chance Wall, as Blue's got his third catch and a pretty athletic move to pick up a first down.
And that's what you call yak, Cam. It looked like he was going down. He was running the wrong way for a second there and just turned around and put the diesel on and was able to get a good gain.
You know, the last time I heard the word yak, it was my wife complaining about how much I talk. So,
there's a couple ways you can go with that term, Cam, and I'm glad you went that way.
First
You went
down.
the family-friendly way.
I'm sure she would be happy with that as well. Ace Fennick down the field in the middle, and Dave Axis could not come down with it. Nathan Blake was hawking him down the field, 2nd and 10.
And Nathan Blake just laid the hammer on Axis as he was coming out there. Right, perfect timing. Right before the ball touched his hands, he just dropped the hammer.
Ball rests just outside of field goal range. Matt Fennick's long this season is 42 yards. He's a perfect 9 for 9 and 10 for 10 if you count his kick in the first quarter. Axis goes in motion. Fennick throwing, firing incomplete as Evan Arthur was in the area, 3rd and 10.
You got to give some credit there to Chance Wall, the defensive tackle for the Revolution. Got by his blocker and had a beeline straight to Fennick, and he had to get rid of that ball early.
Just 3 sacks as a team for Louisiana this season, and no one has more than 1, but Chance Wall, one of those couple of players that does have 1 on the season. Blue in motion now on 3rd down and 10. Bossier City is 2 for 5 on 3rd downs. Fennick hit as he threw. The pass is caught, and then nearly getting the first down was Kalia. That was a tremendous play from Ace Fennick. I have no idea how he got rid of that.
Well, I mean, it helps he's 6'5", 240. He's not on the small side, but man, that was a big hit by the defender. I'm amazed he was able to get such an accurate pass off.
Matt Fennick will have to come back out there for a 43-yard attempt. And he's now 11 for 11 on the season. Bossier City cuts the deficit to 1, an 8-play, 57-yard, 2-minute and 5-second drive. It could have ended in disaster for the Steamers, but instead it ends with them trailing by just 1.
Yeah, and they needed to put points on the board, Cam. That was, it's not a touchdown, but they had to walk away with something. And, they've got something to build on. They've got some positivity they can use for some momentum. A lot of buzzwords there, Cam. I fit them all in, I think.
And a lot of buzzy stats there at the bottom of the screen, too. We're pretty much dead even. And I think the big surprise of this first half is that Bossier City is well on pace to be above their rushing yard average. They've really made that a point of emphasis tonight and have found some success.
Yeah, and I think Mike said it at the beginning, at the pregame, that we were going to see a lot of buzzy stats tonight. So far, it's showing.
Shout-outs in the chat, Colin Northrup, Guy Clausen, Michaela Foraker, Mike Daggs, Biff Markham here as well, cheering on his squad. And many others of you. If you say hello in the next 20 seconds, I'll try to shout you out after this next play as Utah drops to throw, fires it out to Salmons in the flat. Salmons lost the ball, and I believe it trickled out of bounds. Utah got his hands on it anyway. Dangerous play. It'll only be a gain of a yard.
I mean, we said to get the halfbacks and fullbacks engaged in the passing game, but they have to hold on to the ball, Cam. That's the key point. Thank you.
Louisiana has not lost a fumble this season out of their backfield, that is. Utah goes straight back, and that pass was deflected on the line. That was
Slim, I think, wasn't it?
That, I believe. Who did you say? Jabu McSlim, right?
I saw 5.
Yeah, there it is. I saw a 55. Yeah, Jabu McSlim on the line. Fantastic play to force 3rd and 9. Utah. Oh, Utah buried. He turned around to scramble outside the pocket and got a face full of Stephen Fellows the second. That'll force fourth down.
Yeah, it was a huge play by Fellows. It looked like, let's see the replay here. See, well, he got touched a little bit, but Pats did not do the best job of passing that large fellow there, 340, 6'1".
For Bossier City, that's their 7th sack of the season. They came in 13th. And for Fellows, that's his first.
A lot of sacks.
From the 31-yard line, this is access up to the 40. Pretty good field position for the Steamers as they've kind of swung momentum a little bit here at Stack Up Stadium late in the first half.
Yeah, I think that field goal was key to first give them something to build on, and let's see if the offense can keep that humming.
Charles, next week we are in Canton for a championship rematch. Florida and Canton, it's the lone game on the schedule. We hope everybody enjoys their football weekend and then come back to see a championship rematch. Florida coming off the loss to Carolina last night. Canton is towards the top of the standings. That is the 4th sack of the season for the Revs. Gary Burney gets it for a loss of 5.
And that's what you're supposed to do on a rollout if you're on defense. You got to disrupt that blocking scheme. You can't give the quarterback time to just plant his feet and get rid of the pass.
Charles, we'll get back to Florida Canton in a moment, but I heard that the Mexico City shirts have been selling so well in Louisiana that they had to reorder. You could see the fans still with their hatred towards the Aztecs from week 1. Along with the Leonard Butler attire as Ace Fennick completes that ball to pick up the yards they lost to Robo. 3rd and 9 with 4 minutes left in the first half.
No, Cam, it's 3rd and 9. I think it's let's see what they line up with, but I think it's tight end time.
Blue has been impressive tonight. 3 catches, 36 yards. Fennick fires short. He was looking for Blue. You're absolutely right, Charles, but sticky coverage will force a punt. And this is the game that we expected. Both these defenses starting to lock down.
Yeah, I mean, you get a couple body blows in there. You put a couple points on the board. One team you think is starting to get some momentum, and the other team just pulls the rug out. I think this is going to be going to the last minute, Cam.
Both of these teams in need of a critical win. It's hard to fall to 2-4 in the Southern Division and feel like you have a shot. The winner tonight gets to 3-3. That's good enough for 3rd in the South. So a big difference there. They'd only be a game and a half back of the Mexico City Aztecs. Bossier City still has to play. The Aztecs, Louisiana lost to them at the convention in week 1. But back to Florida and Canton, Charles. Can't wait for that game. It should live up to the billing as both teams in their own ways have had tremendous seasons so far.
Yeah, it's good. You couldn't ask for a better game, Cam.
3:42 to go in the first half. Utah hands it off to Sammons, running left. Sammons is brought down by Bogey Barr, his 2nd tackle, set up a 2nd and 8.
Yeah, they need to do that on the Steamer defense. They got to do something to stop that run, and plays like that help.
Ron Haynes with the Haynes vision from our stat truck. Mickey McGuire had that forced fumble on Dwayne Sammons on the last drive. Utah gets rid of it, tried to squeeze it through to John Michael Sudduth. That's his 3rd target without a catch in the first half. Bossier City's all over the tight end tonight.
Both of these defenses are starting to turn up the heat a little bit on their pass rush, and it's affecting the play of both quarterbacks.
3rd and 8. Trips right. Utah changes the play. Dime look for Bossier City. Utah 4-man rush. Escapes right, in trouble, and goes down. Jabu McSlim, who had the pass deflection earlier, gets the sack, and both defensive lines are showing up in the second quarter.
Yeah, and on this one, it's McSlim. Looked like they ran a twist stunt at the line, confused the blocking scheme for the offensive line, and they just blew up the whole play. There wasn't any way that ball was going to get out of the pocket.
So Ace Fenech and this offense will get the ball back. They are number 1 in the SFL, averaging 260 passing yards per game. Fenech only 94 here in the first half so far. The night is young from the 37-yard line. More room to return for Axis all the way up to the 47. More great field position for the Steamers. They have really not, outside of that one drive, Charles, they were pinned at the 1, have really not had a whole lot of long drives tonight.
Yeah, another series that they can build on there. They're in decent field position, and you gotta walk away with something when you're sitting there at the 48.
Their own 40, their own 48 tonight. Vincalia gets to the Louisiana 40 with 2.5 to go. First down, Steamers.
I like the offense so far for Bossier City. They have been mixing it up a little bit, getting their running backs involved. I think they're going to need a little bit of that on this drive too. But don't forget your tight ends.
12 runs, 14 passes, 15 passes rather for Fenech and the Steamers tonight. And a clean sheet on both sides. 7-6 Louisiana. Handoff to Hunter McWaffle. Breaks a tackle from Gary Clem. Don't see that often. McWaffle, 6 yards.
McWaffle is a very good runner. And, you know, the stats haven't shown that. But, man, you keep giving him the ball, good things are going to happen.
2-minute warning here in Louisiana, Houma, Louisiana, to be in fact at Stack Up Stadium for the first Battle for Louisiana. Here on the Monday Night Spectacular with Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine, Justin Reside, Rochelle Colston, and Ron Haynes. Here with us tonight in our stats truck as Hunter McWaffle takes a toss just shy of the sticks. Will set up a 3rd down and 1.
Good run, and love it. Good play calling there by Bossier City, getting their fullback McWaffle involved in this series.
Up to 64 viewers and counting. Love it when MNS goes down to the wire and we can reach triple digits. Hopefully that happens tonight. And that's a fumble and recovered, wow, by the Steamers. Speedy Gonzalez put the ball down on the turf.
Yeah, that's the worst thing that could happen on a good drive like this. But heads up play there by I think the lineman recovered it.
Well, Brock Bussey with the forced fumble. And both teams now have had backfield cough-ups that don't result in turnovers. 1:18 to go on the Louisiana 25. Hand off to McWaffle, and he'll get just a yard. Bossier City will call their first timeout.
Yeah, and Clem had that shut down. He got kind of shoved aside on that last play that was in his direction, but not so much on this one. He just sat in his lane, and you're not getting by me this time.
Fenech with one in the backfield in a passing situation against pressure, fires deep. Garrison Blue goes high for the reception. First down into the red zone.
What a pass. I mean, what a pass. And great effort there by Blue to jump up there and catch the ball.
Up to 109 now for Fenech. Ball rests just inside that 10-yard line, so first and goal. One timeout for the Steamers. They'll send Axis in motion, still without a catch on one target. Fenech fires in zone, touchdown! Bossier City, B. Robo with the touchdown reception to put the Steamers ahead. It's Robo's second of the season.
I think, let's see the instant replay here. I think Robo just did a fly route straight down the field. Yeah, did a little juke there at the last second, but right before the goal line, but that was enough to get some separation. Big drive there by Bossier City to take the lead.
That drive, 7 plays, 53 yards, 4 runs, 3 passes for the score. And Charles, on all 3 of Bossier City's scoring drives, they have had balance. On their first, 5 runs, 5 passes. On their second, 2 runs, 5 passes. And here, 4 runs, 3 passes as the Steamers take a 13-7 advantage.
I love it. I mean, I think if you're going to go, have a successful remaining part of the season and go into the playoffs, need to have that type of balance. So good on them.
On the return for Louisiana up to the 25-yard line, that's Ellington. We'll see if Louisiana tries to push the ball down the field or take it to the half.
That would be eye-opening, Cam, if they tried to push it. I mean,
yeah, it's not really part of Louisiana's DNA. 7 in the box for Bossier City, now up 6. Handed off to Salmons, and Salmons, I thought he had a lane, but just unable to get away from the backfield and lost a yard.
I'm not sure he lost a yard on that one, but hey, I don't think it's going to be a big impact on the game.
Lost a half a yard, but it does get Trammell at TFL. 32 seconds left. Utah will throw, push the ball down the field. Pass caught by Ronick at the 38-yard line. And Louisiana will be able to get something out of this drive, perhaps. Timeout.
Yeah, the wide receiver there was blanketed. That was an incredibly accurate pass there by Utah.
Utah now 6 of 11, and Adam Banks has been his most successful target. Two backs, two receivers here for Utah. Will throw. Fire it outside, and Ellington could not bring it in. Ellington still catchless. 2nd and 10.
And when the ball bobbles up in the air like that, it's got the markings of an interception. So they breathed a sigh of relief that ball hit the deck.
.22 ticks left. Not a lot of time to do a lot of things for Louisiana. They would need at least 30 yards to get into field goal range. Utah looking for the sideline, and Ellington does come up with the catch and does step out of bounds, so it does save him a timeout to set up 3rd and 6.
The routes they're running, Cam, aren't enough, I think, to be able to compensate for this. Only 18 seconds left on the clock.
Sticking out of the eye. 3rd and 6. And they'll just hand it off to Salmons. He will get the first down to the 47-yard line, though. Now they'll rush up to the line. Maybe they can stretch this into field goal range here. Louisiana just not really sure exactly what they want to do in this moment, Charles. And they'll just set up for a Hail Mary. I think maybe a little bit of a missed opportunity right there.
Yeah, definitely. And Cam, who's been quiet tonight is Ziggy Hronik. Only targeted once, and he's normally pretty reliable there in those mid-range routes.
Utah will throw up the Hail Mary. I think Louisiana on 3rd and 6. They didn't want to give that ball back to Ace Fennick and company. Deep shot down the field is an overthrow, looking for Hronik, and that's how the half will end. We'll never know if Louisiana would have gotten 3 points out of that drive or not, but either way, they trail at the half. Bossier City 13, Louisiana 7. A bit of an impressive performance by the Steamers, their first game in primetime on the road in hostile territory. And so far, they have taken care of business, up 6. Your thoughts on the first half, Charles?
Yeah, to add to your point there, Bossier City, Ace Fennick started off a little slow, a little shaky. Wasn't able to, it didn't look like he was delivering crisp passes to his receivers. But then late in this first half, something clicked, and he was able to, that last drive in particular, very accurate passes, and capped it off with that great pass to B. Robo for the touchdown. So it looks like Bossier City is, they've got their quarterback in rhythm, and they've also found a way to get their halfbacks plural involved. So looking good so far for the offense for Bossier City.
Let's take a halftime break presented by Brakes GPT, and we'll be right back.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
It's an Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Breaks GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Breaks GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Breaks GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site, breaksgpt.com. Here's your first half team stats as Bossier City on pace for nearly 400 yards after that first half. Tommy Utah will start with a check down to Salmons. Didn't see a whole lot of that in the first half, Charles. That's a 7-yard pickup.
And I think we need to see more of that, Cam. Not only getting their halfbacks involved in the passing game, but also their tight ends. I mean, both Sudduth and Gregory and Lease, for that matter, have been pretty quiet.
2nd and 3 after the reception for Salmons, and now they'll hand it off to Chris Grant Jr. Not a whole lot of running room on that run. That's, I believe, Fellows again in the vicinity, 3rd and 1.
Let's see what they, I think, odds have it they're going to try and run it on this one. Let's see if the Bossier City defense dials it up.
Out of the eye, 3rd and short. Salmons got it. Bob Funk cut him down on his 7th tackle, but not before that chain gang gets a workout in.
Yeah, they needed that first down, Cam. They can't. The worst thing to happen after your halftime is get the ball and be 3 and out. So they're building on something here.
1st and 10 at the 30. Ziggy in motion. 6 different players have caught 8 completions from Tommy Utah, as Utah has all day to throw, and Ronick on the back end makes the grab against a Zomilia hit. 1st down, Revs.
Impressive pass by Utah, threw across the field, had plenty of time there. Looked like the defense was sitting back in zone waiting for that pass, and Ronick just found a gap in the coverage, and a perfect strike delivered by Utah.
28 yards for Ziggy, 28 yards for Banks, 29 yards for Twin Screw, 31 rushing yards for Salmons. Doesn't get more balanced than that. Dwayne Salmons on a carry will pick up 5 right near Leonard Butler at midfield.
Yeah, they've got to find some way to stop that running game for Louisiana. If it means putting an extra defender in there and doing run blitz, so be it. But they can't keep giving up 5 yards on 1st down.
Chris Grant Jr. alone in the backfield. John Michael Sudduth and Adam Banks off to the left. They go the other way. CGJ gets a few to set up 3rd and 2. Zomilia, who's having a great football game, makes another stop.
He doesn't mess around. When he tackles, he leaves a mark there. I mean, he's always been known as a big tackler coming into the league.
Stuart Zomilia, 293 career tackles coming in. He is now 4 short of 300 as Salmons will not get the 1st down. 4th and inches. This may be go for it time. Bogey Barr forces Louisiana into a tough decision.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can't blame them if they go for it here. I mean, the way they've been running, but don't run towards Bogey Barr.
4th and short. Big play to start the 2nd half. They'll give it off to Chris Grant Jr. He got it. 1st down and more to the Steamer 42-yard line. And when you are a run, ground, and pound team, Charles, you just rely on those 2 backs when you need them the most.
I mean, that was a statement by Louisiana. We're not going to stop running. Don't even try it. They decent blocking up front, but a great effort there by the running back to get those extra yards.
A nearly 4-minute drive to start the 2nd half, keeping that dynamic Bossier City offense on the sideline, at least to start the 3rd quarter. Utah drops to throw, will dump it off to Salmons. It's a backwards pass. What a play by Pink Lisa to pick up the ball on the hop. That's a turnover, and the Steamers have a 1st down.
Yeah, that is a huge. Let's see it. Yeah, it looks like that was a lateral. Heads up play there by Pink Lisa, and a huge turnover for Bossier City.
Lisa on the hop her first fumble recovery of her career. And that did, I'm with you, Charles. That looked like a backwards pass, even from the jump, as Hunter McWaffle takes over. McWaffle picks up 4.
Oh my God! Did you see Slyn Shady on the pursuit there? He ran up the middle. The running back was already on the edge and was able to run him down from behind.
Shady leads the Revs tonight with four tackles. Actually, Dante Grimm with one more than him, but Shady still an impressive football game so far. 2 pass deflections to go with it. 2nd and 6. Oh my goodness, Speedy Gonzalez bounced in the backfield by Clem for a TFL.
I mean, Clem is like Velcro, man. You get near him, he's going to stick to you, and he's not going to let you get past.
3rd and 7. Gonzalez lucky doesn't have a fumble, a crooked number next to that fumble category. 3rd and 7. Oh, a screen is blown up, and Louisiana, who had 3 sacks coming in, has 2 tonight, and guess who it is? It's Shady once more.
Wow. I mean, that was, let's just say, not the best pass blocking ever. Their guard just let him open the door and let him run by.
It's one of those moments, Charles, where you say to the lineman, look, I know we're trying to let him through on a screen, but you got to do something. You chip him, just put a hand on him, something. Can't let him run free like that.
Yeah.
Twin screw up to the 20-yard line, no harm, no foul on the turnover to Salmons. That was Shady's 11th sack of his 12-season career. You mentioned earlier, Charles, the veteran presence on this roster. 7 players on this roster with 10-plus seasons or more in the SFL on defense. Bossier City has 3 of that nature on their entire team. Utah drops to throw. Utah against a collapsing pocket finds Ziggy Ronick all the way up to the 39-yard line for a Louisiana first down.
Yeah, Ronick's starting to wake up, and Utah's starting to find him as well, and that does not bode well for the secondary of the Steamers. They got to keep an eye on Ronick. He's sneaky. He runs sneaky good routes out there and is able to find those holes in the zone.
You see Jabu McSlim getting up, trying to deflect another pass. I mean, he's all over those deflections tonight. First down, 4:16 to go in the 3rd quarter. So Amelia and company moving up. Mickey McGuire as well in the other corner spot. Chris Grant Jr. gets a solid 4 yards. You know, these backs, Charles, they're not flashy. They're not sort of your breakaway type of players. But, man, they just hammer you. And by the 4th quarter, you're just wiped.
Yeah, they hit you, and they keep chugging, and they break tackles.
Utah straight back, looking for Sudduth again. Still cannot find him. That one broken up by Zach Benjamin. Sudduth, 4 targets, no catches.
Yeah, last couple plays there for Bossier City. It looks like the defense is getting fired up there. Maybe Freddie Trammell, had a talking to the team there in the huddle.
3rd down and 6. Louisiana 4 for 9 on 3rd downs tonight. Ellington, who's got 1 catch for 4 yards, goes in motion. Now a 2-by-2, tight to the bottom of the screen against McGuire and company. Utah will roll to the right. Tommy Utah firing down the middle of the field. That pass is caught. One-handed by Mike Twinscrew, his 3rd grab of the night.
It's incredible. The pocket was starting to break down. And again, these wide receivers for the Revolution are finding the gaps in the zone coverage. And the quarterback is having just enough time for him to go through a couple options and find the open receiver. That's your Nice Hands catch of the game, brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K23. 3:20 left in the 3rd. Louisiana once again putting together a long drive that is destroyed once again by a Bossier City defender. Sack by Rob Foraker. That's what the defense needs to do on those rollouts, man. You just put your linebacker in there to blow up the coverage, and it's a disaster if he gets by that blocker. That is our 5th sack of the night in total. Yeah. These teams don't put up a lot of sacks.
2nd and 16 now for the Revs at the BCS 49-yard line. Utah to throw, got it all back and then some. Ellington gets away for a first down into scoring position.
Yeah, they looked like they had the middle linebacker on a blitz there, and they had good pass protection. And again, enough time for Utah to go through his progressions and find another wide receiver, finding a gap in that zone coverage.
Ellington almost broke free and got away. McGuire probably saved a touchdown, his 4th tackle. Utah now 11 for 20, 149 yards, up and down, but pushing the ball down the field. His last 3 completions over 10 yards. Handoff, Dwayne Salmons back to the ground game, but Salmons was actually blown up by Biff Markham, who was on the ground just getting in the way.
And he's setting it up perfectly for Trammell to finish it off. We talked about the defense for the Steamers having to do something against that run, and looks like they made adjustments, sending in some run blitzes there to throw them down.
Utah dumps it off. That's Adam Banks into the flat, picks up 3. Note to self, if Biff Markham's lying on the ground, don't try to hurdle him. He's still too big.
He uses any appendage to stop him.
So now 3rd down and 7. Sudduth has struggled. Who are you looking for here, Charles?
I would go for Twins group.
Utah fires down the field. That pass is caught inside the 10. It's Ellington, but it is still a deep completion. 1st and goal for the Revs. They have pretty much dominated this 3rd quarter, but still down 6.
And look, I mean, you just see, Cam, they're in that zone coverage, and they're finding that they're finding that gap, and they're just making them pay for it.
37 yards outside, 157 inside for Utah. 18 plays for Louisiana in this 3rd quarter to just 3, and no first downs for Bossier City. Utah drops to throw. Utah fires back in the end zone, incomplete. Bob Funk with the deflection, and then nearly picked on the back end. Funk once again makes a game-changing play for Bossier, 2nd down.
Yeah, the routes that they were running for Louisiana were not red zone friendly. They kind of bunched up there in the end zone and kind of made it easy there for the secondary of Bossier City.
It would be a huge victory for the Steamers to force a field goal or better right here. 2nd and goal. Hit as he threw. Tommy Utah just got rid of it before getting destroyed.
They are sending the heat for Bossier City, and they're having their way. I'm not going to say having their way, but they're being very effective against the offensive line for Louisiana that, in the first half was, I think, had the advantage.
3rd and goal. Trips left. Utah against a 6-man rush into the end zone, incomplete. Bob Funk comes out of nowhere to knock that away. I thought Ronick had a touchdown.
Now that is an effective stand right there. Great playing by that defense for Bossier City. They dialed it up, Cam, every play. They sent 2, 3 blitzers in, and they didn't have an answer for it for Louisiana.
Look at how fast Bob Funk broke on that football. That was a tremendous play.
I mean, we're seeing some great defensive playing tonight on both sides of the ball.
Otis Boudreau's field goal is good, and Mike St. Green's score prediction on SFL this week is now correct, except it's Bossier City with a 13-10 lead, a 13-play, 74-yard drive for the Revs, but after having the ball nearly this entire 3rd quarter, they still trail.
Yeah, this is a great game, Cam. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better game. 3-point difference here near the end of the 3rd quarter. These defenses are flying all over the place.
It has been an awesome game as Axis from 6 yards deep out of his end zone says, I don't care. This is my time to shine. Gets it up to the 27.
Yeah, good return there to set up their offense. Now it's put it in Ace's hands. I mean, I think he's found his groove. He needs to build on that on this play. It's time for him to show what he can do.
Fennick has not thrown a pass since the second quarter, his last pass was a touchdown with 2:38 to go in the second quarter. Draw play to Hunter McWaffle, and he picks up 5. And sometimes as a quarterback, Charles, yeah, you know, he was in rhythm, but I mean, he's been cooling off. He probably hasn't thrown a pass in half an hour.
That's right. Yeah, that was a long, that ate up a lot of time, Cam, but gotta like it that I think the defense was expecting a pass, and I think it's smart we're going to that draw play.
2nd and 5. Fennec fires, nearly intercepted. Oh my goodness, Chuck Diesel almost took that one to the house. 3rd down.
There wouldn't have been a player on Bossier City that would have been able to stop him because he was on his own.
Diesel, who has not scored a touchdown in his career, would have been his 10th interception. Could not come down with it. 3rd and 5. Bossier City has not picked up a first down in the second half. Axis in motion. Fennec to throw. Fennec fires down the field. That is caught. Axis with his first catch. Or no, check that. Vin Kalia, the 9 looks like a 0. Kalia with his 4th grab of the night gets a first down.
Yeah, sneaky route run there by Kalia. I don't know if we're going to see a replay there. We should see one. But, wow, great route by Kalia. You know, both of the wide receiving cores finding those gaps in that zone coverage and making them pay.
That's the end of the third quarter. Strap in. This one coming down to the wire. Bossier City 13, Louisiana 10. We'll be right back. Don't move a muscle.
Of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Start of the fourth quarter, Charles Doherty, Cameron Irvine with you. Rochelle Colston, Ron Haynes, Justin Reside in our stat truck tonight, doing an awesome job keeping us and all of you updated on the storylines throughout the game. Ace Fennec dropping to throw against a 4-man rush, fires down the field. That pass is deflected. That was Nathan Blake on the PD, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they flooded the bottom of the screen there into that zone coverage, and just a little touch on that pass, I think we would have had a huge gain there by Garrison Blue. He had a couple steps behind the defenders.
Second and 10 for Fennec. 11 for 20, 149 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions. Rolls to his right. Ace Fennec fires, caught by Kalia, first down to the 36-yard line.
Ooh, I mean, that tackle, I think that tackle saved Ace Fennec's life. I think it was the tackle that did that block on that rollout. Kept the blitzer, stopped him right in his tracks and allowed Ace Fennec to get that ball out.
Got a little bit of a chip as well from his back in the backfield. I think it was McWaffle. Trips left. Fennec and Bossier City opening things up on this drive. Roll to the left, all kinds of time, and that pass incomplete. Probably for the better for the Steamers, Charles, because that was heavy traffic.
And it didn't look like there were any open players.
Second and 10, they flip the formation. Now Trips off to the right side for Ace. 5 in the box for the Revs. They send 4. Fennec, clean pocket, fires to a wide open Kalia, who's taking over in the fourth quarter.
And he's showing himself to be dangerous in the middle of the field, right at the edge of that zone coverage. Bennett was just kind of standing there. I think Bennett should have got into a little bit more coverage there. Ran right through his zone.
Winner of this game gets to third place in the South. Vin Kalia with 100 yards. That is the fourth time in 6 games this season that he has gone over 100 receiving yards. On 6 grabs. Fennec to throw. Fennec to Garrison Blue. Down to the 5. First and goal. Ace Fennec's on fire.
Ace Fennec's on fire, and Garrison Blue has been running great routes all night. I think this was might have been a crossing route there. No, it wasn't. Again, great route running there by the tight end, and those defenders on both sides, for that matter, aren't really doing a great job of covering those when they flood the zone. They're not making any adjustments at the line like they should. Nice
double move from Blue. How many tight ends that can pull off a double move like that. First down and goal at the 4. Louisiana hoping for a stop. Fennick dumps it off to Speedy Gonzalez down to the 1-yard line. Not fast enough as Evan Arthur saves a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, just a second earlier, we would have been looking at 6 points on the board. Nice stop there by Arthur.
Adam Williams, the big tight end in the backfield, lined up at fullback. McWaffle back there as well. Second and goal at the half-yard line. Toss, McWaffle, and McWaffle's into the end zone. Bossier City goes up by 10 here on the road.
There you go, and that's McWaffle's second touchdown of the season, and he needed it. We talked about him, kind of maybe challenged him a little bit at the beginning of this game, and he's risen to the occasion.
40 yards on 12 carries, Charles, and that won't jump off the page, but almost every time that he has touched the ball tonight, it's been impactful, staying ahead of the chains, picking up first downs. Again, it's 12 for 40 and a touchdown ho-hum, but that's why things are deeper than the numbers. He's been great.
Yeah, I mean, and he's been getting good runs when they need it. You know, they're getting 4 yards, 5 yards, putting this quarterback in a good position with less field that he has to conquer.
Deep kick will not be returned. And with 7:52 left, it's kind of a surprising score, Charles. You see the stats, pretty even. Then you look at the scoreboard and you think, how in the world is Bossier City up 10? How, Charles?
It's their passing game has been phenomenal. We talked about that at the beginning of the game.
Utah trying to answer, finds Kingston Ellington down to the 48-yard line. Louisiana back on the move.
That's what Louisiana needs to do. I don't think they're built for that air game like Bossier City is, but on that pass, it looks like they have been doing that all season.
If you took the under, you're living in dangerous territory right now. 7:28 to go in the fourth quarter. The Revs in the second half have moved the ball consistently. Handoff, Chris Grant Jr. breaks a tackle. Chris Grant gets 4 into Bossier City territory. Louisiana does not have to rush. They do not have to panic. They just need points on this drive.
That was one of the most impressive 4-yard runs I've seen. Looked like he was going to get brought down in the backfield, and Grant just showed his power and was able to get a positive gain.
Louisiana 144 yards in the second half. Handoff, Dwayne Salmons, first down to the 41-yard line, hurdling over a defender as the Revolution drive continues.
I think at this point of the game, Cam, I think Louisiana's going to have to score on their next 2 possessions. So this is pretty big for them. They got to walk away with something.
If they get a field goal, they need to do it before the 5-minute mark if they don't want to get into risky business territory. But a touchdown at any point in the next 3.5 minutes would serve the Revs well in their comeback efforts. Ziggy Ronick goes in motion. Utah against some pressure, fires, caught by Ellington at the 22-yard line. Kingston Ellington, very similarly to Vin Callia, stepping up for the Revs offense.
Definitely stepping up, and he's he's their number three wide receiver, maybe used as a 4 sometime, but man, he's playing like the number 1 tonight.
Ellington, 18 catches coming in to the game, 4 for 71 now on this night. 6 minutes left. Bossier showing outside pressure. Utah straight back, fires over the middle, and the pass timing there for Collier not there. Sets up 2nd and 10.
Well, it's safe to say that Collier can't run routes as well as the likes of Twin Screw and Cronick and Ellington. But you got to get rid of that ball quickly.
Collier's first catch went for 20, hasn't gotten one since. 2nd down and 10. Utah against more pressure, fires a quick slant that is hauled in by Ziggy. There is an injury on the field. It is Biff Markham, the defensive tackle for Bossier City. Their pass rush pressure has been instrumental to their game tonight. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, not to make light of it, but I hope he didn't sprain an appendage.
Good callback. And nobody, no star player to replace Biff either. There's Tommy Utah's numbers. You see he's been sacked 3 times. McSlim, Fellows, and Foraker with a sack tonight. 3rd down and 4. Utah, quick back, incomplete. Looking for Ellington and a little curl, or twin screw rather, and it's Stuart Zomilia with the breakup that'll force the field goal. Louisiana will live to fight another day, but again, a long drive will not end in a touchdown.
Yeah, and that drive is stopped by another big hit by Zomilia.
32-yard attempt for Otis Boudreau. That is good. The under stays alive. 20-13, 8-play, 65-yard drive. But they still trail. 179 yards of offense in the second half for Louisiana for 6 points.
Now we're at a point to see if Bossier City is built to burn some time off the clock.
Mike Daggs trying to play Nostradamus in the chat. Willing Louisiana special teams play to make a play, but they won't get the opportunity as Otis Boudreau sails that one out of the back of the end zone. Now it's back in Ace Fennick's hands, along with Vin Callia, who's got yet another 100-yard receiving game, a candidate for Offensive Player of the Year. He keeps playing like this. 1st and 10 on the 20. What a ball game. Ace, draw, Hunter McWaffle going nowhere, Gary Clem, and one other member, Slyn Shady actually there, not fooled.
Yeah, Clem and Shady have been all over the field tonight. They did the draw play, don't hate the draw play, but man, they had that red at the snap.
Shady leads the team in tackles with 7, 2nd down and 9. Ace Fennick drops to throw. Fennick fires into the flat. That's Blue. The pass a little bit behind him could not get him upfield. And Dante Grimm makes another huge play. 3rd and 9, biggest 3rd down of the game.
Yeah, and this is playing into Louisiana's hands at this point, unless Bossier City walks away with a 1st down here.
Bossier City 4 for 10 on 3rd down. 1 for 2 in the second half. 5 minutes left. 4 wide. Fennick rolling right. Ace fires down the field, incomplete. Louisiana gets a quick stop. Nathan Blake and company in coverage. The Revs have plenty of time.
Plenty of time indeed, and they've got, if they can run it as effectively as they did on that last series and mix it up with the pass, I mean, we may be looking at a tied ball game here soon.
Up to 75 of SFL Nation watching. Get your friends. Should be an exciting finish from the 33. On the return, lots of room for Twinscrew. Breaks a tackle. Mike Twinscrew down the sideline into Bossier City territory. 1st down to the 47.
That's the way you set it up, Cam. Holy smokes. You put it in the hands of Mike Twinscrew. He's done it before, had some really great returns in his career. But, man, look at the power. He's just throwing the defender aside and putting his offense in a great spot for this potentially game-tying drive.
Utah back to work, 17-31, 246. Salmons and Grant Jr. have combined for 84 rushing yards in the ballgame. And 101 all-purpose yards tonight if you count what they've done in the passing game. Ellington goes in motion. He leads the team with 5 receptions. 5 on the play clock. Utah will start the drive with a handoff to Salmons. Made 2 people freeze, and Salmons wins the contest to the 26-yard line for Bossier City.
Did you see that move? Wow, that was an incredible play there by Salmons.
Red light.
He did that little juke move. Holy smokes.
Green light, 1st down.
Froze him in. I mean, there was a couple ankles that were broken on that play.
Best run of the night by any back in this game, 63 yards on 16 carries. 4:15 left in the 4th quarter. This is the moment for Louisiana's offense to get the touchdown handoff. Chris Grant Jr. breaks a tackle, gets 4.
I mean, you got 4 minutes left on the clock. You don't need to go pass heavy when you got your running backs knocking off 5 per carry.
Under 4 remaining. 7 in the box for Bossier City, trying to hang on to yet another Week 8 upset. Utah straight back, caught by John Michael Sennett, He has been alone all night, has not been able to get a catch, and finally hauls one in. Handoff now to Dwayne Salmons to the 13-yard line. Louisiana making sure they have enough time on the clock just in case they can't get it in the end zone. 2nd down and 7. Utah drops to throw. That pass is off the hands of Roenick. 3rd down.
I wouldn't have gone to hurry up, Cam. I still think there's plenty of time. You know, if you tied the ball game the way the defense has been playing, I don't know. I think you're putting too much time on the clock.
If they have to settle for 3, they'll get to kick it deep, but they could get a touchdown and tie the game. 3rd and 7. It's all up to the football gods. Tommy Utah drops to throw. It's incomplete, looking for Roenick, and that's exactly the situation Louisiana now faces. They'll kick the field goal, play some more defense. Or maybe they'll go for it.
Oh, well, maybe
Are they
will.
going for this? Oh, my goodness, Charles, they're going for it.
This is crazy town, Cam.
Gutsy call here. Trying to tie the game right now on 4th down and 7. They need the 5-yard line. Ziggy goes in motion. 3 to the top of the screen, looking like zone. Utah drops to throw. Fires, same direction, incomplete. He went the same look 3 straight times, Charles, and all 3 times. Stuart Zomilia and the Bossier City defense comes up huge.
That was a huge call there by Coach Craven going for that, man. But that, I mean, the one thing you could say, the positive, is that they're pinned deep, and you know, it's almost like a punt. I mean, you got to take something positive out of this. But wow, that hurry up was questionable, and going for on 4th.
I mean, you need a touchdown no matter what. But man, the way their defense has been playing in the second half, could have taken the points there. They decide to go for it. It does not pay off. Now they got to get a stop. And Hunter McWaffle breaks free. Does get out of bounds. That does stop the clock. But McWaffle's best run of the night comes up clutch.
This could be one of his best games, if not his best game of the season. I mean, he's been playing clutch just at the right time.
How many different players, Charles, have stepped up in the moment for this team tonight?
This is an amazing game, Cam.
What a performance, but it does stop the clock with 3:11 left, so that does save Louisiana a timeout. They won't take their timeouts till after the 2-minute warning. Hand off to Speedy Gonzalez. He is blown up. That was big number 90 for Louisiana. Rob Burnett making that play uncomfortable for Speedy.
The question for me was whether or not the Bossier City could take time off the clock with their game plan, and so far so good on this particular drive.
2nd and 7, 25 runs, 26 passes for Bossier City tonight. On the flip side, Louisiana 35 passes, 28 runs, so both teams have found balance. 2nd down and 7 could be the last play before the 2-minute warning, as Ace Fennick will look to avoid 3rd down. They take the clock all the way down, and Hunter McWaffle is destroyed in the backfield by, that was Shady again, his 2nd tackle for loss. And now Bossier City faces the difficult decision after the 2-minute warning. Charles, do you throw or run and hope your defense can come up clutch again?
Well, you know, if you're going to throw it, I wouldn't throw it deep, and I definitely go to one of your tight ends.
2-minute warning in a sensational game here tonight from Stack Up Stadium. The Steamers, the Revs, trying to get to 3-3. The crowd is on their feet, chanting defense. 3rd down and 9 for Bossier City. All 3 timeouts for Louisiana. They trail by 7. This is the moment. Fennick will hand it off. And it is Hunter McWaffle, 1st down to the 44-yard line. Are you kidding me?
McWaffle has come alive tonight, and especially late in the game when his team needed him most. He's been putting the offense on his back.
37 yards after contact for McWaffle. Just 2 timeouts for Louisiana. Now they're in desperation mode. Hand off to McWaffle again. It won't get much there. Gary Clem is in the area to make the play. Timeout Louisiana. If they could get the stop, they would get the ball back with about a minute to go, but no timeouts, and they struggled in the no huddle in their last game.
Definitely, yeah. This is. I'm going to need to hear the calm, soothing voice of Curtis. You can drop if you want to.
We already did that. We are well past that. This game is too manic for that. Hunter McWaffle, not much there, as he is gang tackled right at the line of scrimmage. So again, we face a 3rd down and 9. Last time, Bossier City handed off, and it worked out.
Yeah, and I would definitely. I would run the ball on this if I were Bossier City.
Fennec, draw, McWaffle! Welcome to the Waffle House! First down, game over!
That was it. Man, what a response by Bossier City. I mean, man, it was looking iffy there for a second there, but the defense dug their heels in on that the red zone stand, and the offense just executed perfectly.
That was one of the most entertaining football games of the season, Charles. The whole night, so many players stepped up, but ultimately Hunter McWaffle, against all odds, steals the show here for Bossier City and gets them to 3-3.
You know, at the beginning of the game, he called out McWaffle and Ace Fennec, and both of them had great games tonight. And both of them, you know, are a key part that we're looking at 20 points on the board for Bossier City.
How many? I cannot think of a time, Charles, in SFL history that on back-to-back 3rd and 9s, the running back on the ground gets the first down.
That's amazing.
Incredible.
Especially the way the defense has been playing all night. I mean, they've been, for Louisiana in particular, their defense is shutting down the run. You know, they've been sending, you know, one blitzer in on the run blitz, if that, and they've been able to hold their own.
Louisiana, 21 first downs, no turnovers, 347 yards of offense, and at home fall to the Bossier City Steamers, who take Louisiana's first chapter of this rivalry. Unbelievable game and an unbelievable performance by Bossier City. I'm not sure I even have to ask who your player of the game is, Charles, but please enlighten us on your decision.
Yeah, it's a breakfast product and the name of the fast food together. McWaffle gets the ball, but also, you know, close second is Ace Fennec. But I do have to call out Bob Funk. He only had 9 tackles tonight. I think he needs to step it up a bit.
Yeah, true. He was a little behind his quota this evening. What a football game. Hey, it was a pleasure serving you tonight at the Waffle House. Bossier City takes the win 20-13. Thanks to Justin Maside, Rochelle Colston, and Ron Haynes in our stats truck, and all of you for watching the SFL every night and every week. We'll see you next Monday. Florida-Canton battle or a championship rematch coming up next week. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for being here.